Sound and music is a lot like water. In fact, if you look at the visual representation of sound, it is like a wave. You can't really see sound, and you can see water, but it is transparent, so you can see through it. Whether you are inside the water or are listening to music, it kind of feels the same because you flow in both of these in quite a similar way. The music, the song carries you, and so does the water. Both can help you in connecting to your inner sense, your inner feelings, sensations. They both have a reflection. Songs can reflect back your internal state, and water can reflect light and colors. So there are quite a few similarities between the two. Sound is like the airy equivalent of water. They both flow, they reflect, they carry you, they have a certain strength, which in music is called volume. For example, we have sound waves and water waves. Sound is the liquid form of air. And when you listen to music or listen to the sound of the waves and you look at the water in front of you, you can realize certain things about yourself that you didn't. And both can help you flow into them, integrate something. Sometimes the universe wants to talk to you through music. And that can happen not only through the words in the song, but also in other ways. If there is something that needs to be expressed in the music that you're listening to, it could happen that a certain process is activated. Imagine that there is something that you are suppressing inside of you that is in your subconscious, and it wants to come to your conscious self, but for some reason you don't let it do that. And so the universe swoops in, and one night as you're listening to music, you hear in the music something being expressed, and you connect it to yourself, and you realize that it is what you've been suppressing. Sometimes we have moments when we feel very anxious or angry, or just like we want to scream. And singing is not screaming, but you can turn singing into a very powerful expression of your scream, of your cry for help, or just to express whatever is inside you at that moment. And then as you're listening to a song, you hear this screaming inside the song, and you recognize that this is something that you've suppressed. And you don't even need to recognize that you've suppressed this thing, because it is expressed as something external. And as you hear it, you can internalize it and integrate it into your own self. So this is an example of seeing something suppressed in the external environment, and by it being reflected back to you, you take it in, and if that is the missing half of the polarity, then you integrate it and you make it not a polarity, because you at that point contain both polarities and make a whole. The thing is that this works whether you realize what the suppressed thing is or not. And it can still have this healing effect. That's why sometimes if we are sad or if we are happy, we like to listen to that type of music, because it additionally expresses what is inside of us. And if we cannot express it, somebody has already expressed it somewhere in the world at some point. So because our brain cannot realize whether it is real or not, or rather everything is real for the brain, this is how you can experience whatever it is that you are missing, and you can express it if you need that. And once you've expressed it, you become whole. If you're feeling a certain way, and let's say that you want to cheer yourself up or become more energetic, you can play a certain song that sounds that way, and that is how you connect to that vibration, to that frequency, literally, and you start to live it. So the next time you're listening to music, you can try paying attention to that and explore it within you. How does it feel? Does listening to this music change something in me? Does it express something that I was not conscious of wanting to express or didn't know how to express? Dive into the water, feel the waves of the music. Thank you for listening to this short episode of Talking with the Universe podcast. I'm Annie, and I'll see you next time.